So what is the situation? Somebody is lowering the price and others follow. Someone adds up an incremental new feature and everybody brings that in. Then back and forth keeps on happening. What if there is some other way? And there is. That other way is decisive competitive edge. Let us first understand, let's define each term, or rather the term competitive and competitive edge and all that, and let's see how we can create that. If you are competitive, it means that you have little, if anything, to distinguish yourself from your competition. Products are almost same. You are buying a toothpaste, whether it is Colgate or Close-Up, maybe you may have some choice, or maybe it is same for you. You go to a shop to buy a shirt, maybe you may not look at the manufacturer as long as you like the color and texture and all that. So if the competitive means you are almost similar, there is hardly anything to distinguish. And if at all it is there, it could be a very small thing. So how do you sell more? You have to resort to a kind of bribery to win the business. Bribery, I don't really mean that you shell out the cash under the table dealing or something. But what you really do is offer some small discount here and there, do something, at some additional service, which is actually costing you something. It's not free. Then something very, very specific for a specific customer, or some personal favors, or take them out for good lunch, and offer them liquor and all that, or tickets for some sporting event or musical event or something. Do these kind of things so that you get closer personally to the buyer and influence him to buy what you are selling. So this is what we mean by being competitive, means you are almost similar, and the only way to increase the sale is do this kind of things. Now, what is competitive advantage? Being competitive is one thing, and having competitive advantage is something more. It affords you the ability to gain market share when the advantage is presented to the clients. No, you have something different, something better. Maybe your quality is superb, or maybe something else. So, if you have that opportunity, and if you are able to present it correctly to your client, then you have that competitive advantage. But this too can be offset by significant price reduction by your competition. You can get more business by having something better, but then the competitor says, oh well, I cannot do that, but I can certainly reduce my price, and the buyer says, okay, this doesn't mean big much of a difference. I rather save some money because this is my KRA. So you can grow your company very quickly with competitive advantage, no doubt. And almost assuredly, you'll find the need to quickly improve your support systems to sustain your growth. So it is a double-edged sword that if you have competitive advantage, you present it correctly, you can get more business, but then again, you are likely to be in some kind of trouble. Now, Dr. Goldratt, in his book, The Race, has defined three kinds of competitive edge. Or one can gain competitive edge by having these three different things. You can have better products, lower prices, or faster response. Now, these three also typically open into two other things, each one of them. One is better products, means you have superb quality that nobody else has, or you have excellent engineering, meaning you have some features that are very difficult to match. And if you have lower prices, it means that your margins are slightly higher because you have anyway lower cost base. Maybe your machines are old or whatever, or you have some location advantage or something where costs are low, or and your investments have been lower. So that could be the another thing where you get competitive edge. The third thing that he talked about was faster response. Is you have better due date performance. So if your competition is having a due date performance of say about 80%, you have say 85, 90%, so you're somewhat better there. And you are able to quote shorter lead times. So if everybody is quoting 3 weeks, you quote 2 weeks. Now, how whether you really deliver in 2 weeks or whether your competition delivers in 3 weeks, it's a different matter. But you are in a position to at least quote shorter lead time. So this could give you some amount of competitive edge. But any of these may be feasible in most industries to offset by some significant uh, price reduction. So a decisive competitive advantage cannot be offset by the competition with a price reduction. So it means the advantage has to be decisive. It can't be challenged, it can't be really offset by offering something else. Customers will receive a tremendous value that is not provided by anyone else. An excellent example of FedEx. What is the tagline? Absolutely, positively, overnight, anywhere in the world. Now, do you think post office can compete with them by even if they give free postage? Okay, so let's see what Dr. Goldratt said about the decisive competitive edge. He said the way to have a decisive competitive edge is to satisfy a client's significant need to an extent that no significant competitor can, right? So what he's talking about, doing something which solves a significant need and it is difficult for the competition to do. Then he further adds that build a decisive competitive edge and the capabilities to capitalize on it on a big enough market without exhausting the company's resources and without taking real risks. Let's talk about not one or two, but five things. Five things. That first he said that you have to build a competitive edge and you have to build the capabilities to capitalize on it. You build this competitive edge, but you are not able to capitalize on, you are not able to sell it to the market. Well, it will not help you much. Then you have to operate in a market which is big enough. If you are in a very small market, maybe you will capture it very quickly, but then there is no growth. Also, there is a risk that you might exhaust all your resources. Meaning, your concern may shift inside; it will not remain outside. So you will have problems. You will not be able to manage your due date, and all other problems will keep coming in. And he also warned us that we should not be taking real risk. So now let's come to a mafia offer. And in that context, we'll talk about decisive competitive edge also. What if you could increase the value of your product or service so much that customers can hardly refuse your offer? This type of maneuver is known in POC circles as a mafia offer or unrefusable offer. Now, this word mafia offer probably came from the famous movie Godfather. And there, the mafia don said, just make them an offer that they cannot refuse. So it is something that you offer to your customers that they just can't refuse. It is so good that they just can't refuse. Now, what is a mafia offer? What mafia offer is? An offer you make to your market to make them desire your products or services over your competitors' products. Something that your competition cannot quickly match. An offer so good that your customers can't refuse it and your competition can't or won't offer the same. It's not only can't, but they won't, they don't want to. The offer you make is a combination of your products, services, and how you deliver them. For your offer to be unrefusable, you are most likely offering something of equal or greater value than the price you are charging. Now, if these are the conditions to be applied to apply, it sounds like a bit difficult. That it could be a good daydreaming that my customers desire my product or service so much they don't care about the look at our at my competition. I just send them a mailer and they just can't refuse it. They immediately okay issue their order. This seems like a dream, but many dreams, we can bring them to reality, and this could be one of that dreams. So this is too good to be true. It looks like it has come from a movie. It is not. It can't really be there. And if we try to do that, we sometimes succeed, or many times we fail, and we say, no, this was not possible and all that. But let's see. So this is from that movie, How to Become Don Corleone of Sales and Make Unrefusable Offers to Your Customers. This is what we are going to discuss. An unrefusable offer typically requires that you do something different to address your prospect's core problem. How can we do that? You're not God, right? What you will do is you will make some operational improvements inside you, within your company, to establish a decisive competitive edge. So this decisive competitive edge that we talked about goes hand in hand together with our Mafia offer. You can't just make an offer and not have done any operational improvement. If you do that, it would be just a lip service. It's a false promise which you'll never be able to keep. So you have to make such operational improvement that will allow you to actually deliver something that is unrefusable to your customers. What it could be, we are not in a position to imagine now, but we'll see. And something that your competition, again I'm repeating this, competition can't or won't do because they are not willing to do or don't know how to make the same improvement. Now we are doing some improvements and we are saying that those improvements will attract our customers so much that they will be just wanting to buy from us, and our competition is scared to do that, or they just don't want to do that. They think that it's not suitable for them. So what is that? So yeah, do something. What is that something? Establish an operational advantage. Okay, fine. What? How? We'll see. See, we can create an unrefusable offer only if we can create we can satisfy significant need of the market to the extent that nobody else is able to do. Now, what is that significant need? Significant need is something that when satisfied, the client improves in order of magnitude his level of performance. Come on, how can I, as being a supplier, help my client to improve his performance? We'll see. Let us see a small example. Mining companies, how they work, they dig into the mines and all that. And once in a while, something happens, some rain or flood or something, and their mines get flooded. Now, what is the need for them? They have to flush out that water immediately. And if that pump is not working or has some problem, they really don't care for the price. They said, how fast you can give this service to us. It is a reliable, rapid response that they are looking at, and for that they are willing to go to any extent to get that equipment very quickly, or get it, or if you have it and not looking, get it repaired, because the value that the customers will get is enormously greater than whatever money that you are going to charge them. But we have to understand that not all the clients have the same significant needs. So what do? We say we want to satisfy significant need. We took one example of repairing the pumps is a very minor example, and then seeing that example, we know that not all our clients will have the same significant need. So what do we do? In that case, which is a reality, in that case, we need to segment our market. Now, for example, the standard delivery time in your industry is about 2 weeks. and your customers often need to have it on short notice. What do your competitors do? They are not succeeded in crashing the production cycle time. Typically, they rely heavily on efficiency measures and are unlikely to change an industry standard practice for quite some time. So what happens? The clients suffer. They need something faster, but your industry is not able to provide that. So what do? Can you think of doing it? If you implement drum buffer rope or simplified drum buffer rope, okay, given by TOC of course, you can crash the production cycle time to say for even 3 days or even less. Now compare this with 2 weeks lead time when customer wants it urgently. Nobody is able to give. And if you are able to give, what is that? That is that when you do that, you have built a decisive competitive advantage. And this advantage you can capitalize, you can sell it to your client in the form of Mafia Offer. So these are the two sides of the same coin. But one side you have to have firmly established that decisive competitive edge built internally, and then you find out a way and means to sell it to a segmented market. So, because the fast delivery is so important to certain clients, may not be to all the clients, that they would be crazy to turn down your guaranteed delivery in 3 days versus the industry standard of 2 weeks, even if it involves a higher price. The need has to be that significant for them. And how will they trust you? All along they're saying you are taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and suddenly you are saying you will deliver in 3 days. We don't trust you. So if you are able to back it up with financial guarantee, then it will add a lot of trust or value in it. And you say if we deliver late, the product is free for you. Nobody will believe that. But when they see that you are really serious about it, what will happen? They will be after you, right? Now we are here. We are talking about delivering faster, much faster than the competition. Now there is a warning or caution. It is not necessary that all customers will want that. But one thing is certain, that most customers will want you to deliver on the promised due date. Some customers may have the need. They accepted your promised due date because there is no option. But if you say that industry standard is 2 weeks, you can give it in 3 days, they will go mad after you. They will want it in any case, even if you charge little more.